Canterbury skies, eyes wide open to invisible lies. He spoke of men made into machines, of gods in suits and laboratory dreams, saying you got to know what they won't show, and you got to know what they won't show. Yeah. He said the media would be their domain, to plant the fear and the anger and hate, and a king would come and divide us in two, and put our souls under his black leather boot, saying you got to know what they won't show, and you got to know what they won't show. Yeah. He warned of the new world order, and it was hard to ignore. He called out the governments of the world, and he swore he'd take them down. Now, I met this man in the late 1990s at a town hall in a place called St. Helens, in a time when we thought the war was done, when the good guys had won. Yeah. Born in the shadows of Canterbury skies, eyes wide open to invisible lies. He spoke of men made into machines, of gods in suits and laboratory dreams, saying you got to know what they won't show, and you've got to know what they won't show. He said the media would be their domain, to plant the fear and the anger and hate, and a king would come and divide us in two, and put our souls under his black leather boot, saying you got to know what they won't show, and you've got to know what they won't show. He warned of the new world order, and it was hard to ignore. He called out the governments of the world, and he swore he'd take them down. Now I met this man in the late night tonight at a town hall in a place called St. Helens, in a time when we thought the war was done, when the good guys had won, saying you got to know what they won't show.
right. Good morning. Good morning. That was this is Suno.com, and I was watching Daniel Dowd, I guess like a day or so ago. And he said that if you're on Suno, take one of your songs and redo it in 60s soul blues music. And that was a song that was originally written it was written about Max Spears when I was doing a show about 6 months ago, and I published like several of the songs. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to remix. I'm going to try this. So I'm going to try, those are two that I liked. Let's do a couple more while we're talking about things. I'm going to have it create a couple more, and we'll see how it turns out. So we're getting close to excuse me. We're getting close to Thanksgiving, and so StreamYard has these different kinds of backgrounds that you can use. So I thought I would use one. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and so happy Thanksgiving 2025. Just want to wish you guys that right now. Well, we're going to start off with a little Denise Matau threat.
The whole thing about coming after whistleblowers, that's what the gang does. It is a mercenary gang. And she is working with them. She plans to have a career. Well, I plan to have that career go where it belongs. Because I'm going to get justice for my daughter. And for Myron Wicks. That's the other thing. I've talked about Faith Jackson's death. That's my daughter. She was preparing to marry a young man named Myron Wicks, who was killed a few weeks before she was killed. They were planning to move to Texas to be with me when they were killed. And Terry Joyce Randolph is an accessory after the fact.
Okay, so that was a clip from Denise going back to, I don't know, I think it was like 2024. So it's about a year old. I had saved it because, when you're talking about, then this isn't particularly cyber stalking per se, but she does fall into that. And I'm going to pull up another clip here too as well to prove how evasive Denise Matau has been. And this video is not, going to be. We are going to talk about the topic of cyber stalking, but I'm using Denise as an example of someone who has engaged in it. So that was her, equating me to something that I'm not involved with. Like, I'm involved with the death of her daughter, but after the fact, like, I didn't even know. I met Denise in 2022. Her daughter passed away years before that, but she's looping this in as if somehow I'm responsible or I'm connected with a gang of people that that are involved, which I'm not. But that happened. I want to talk about the actions of Denise today, because Thomas Schoenberger, who is like at the helm of the cyber stalking, I don't know what, Operation Cyber Stalking, he is sharing, trying to pass, Denise off as some sweet old lady that's making quilt videos now, but she's got the word brain dead stitch in the title, which she had another one that was like hex stitch when she had her other channel. So, they're like as if you can like whitewash it and like act like it's like she never did these things. But let's play. This was a telephone call that Denise actually made at my home. On my cell phone, not my home. This is a cell phone call from Denise Matau. All right. Hey everybody. I got a phone call tonight. It came in literally at 11:25 this evening, and it's from Denise, and it's like, I came in like 20 minutes ago. I'm going to go ahead and play it, and then I'm just going to say goodnight, but I'm going to play it for everybody to hear.
You fucking piece of crap. You go ahead and keep attacking, exploiting families of victims of your fucking gang. We've got your Hollywood producer. We've got her going after 4 different people who were shot to death. Actual homicides. And you and your buddies were contacting with those people while they were still alive. And you were trying to set somebody else up. You and your ghoulish porn actress filthy friends. And we've got your professor friend who was into the 7-year-old girls too. We've got him. Keep going, Terry Joyce Randolph. Keep going. Your college never filed any complaints against me. No police ever visited me. You go ahead and play this for your police department. Play it. Play it for all of your police officers out there in Fresno, California. You goddamn lying piece of shit. You goddamn child trafficking, porn, geriatric, drunk. I'm going after the gang that killed my daughter, and you're a member of that gang. You joined it. You lying piece of shit. Go on, file a complaint. Bring it. Bring it. Bring all your goddamn videos with you. You goddamn piece of shit. You think we're not counting up all the paywalls? You're using my face, my voice. You're attacking me for speaking up about my own daughter. God damn you, Terry Joyce Randolph. God damn you and the demons who spawned you. You goddamn piece of shit. Play this for every police officer in your whole goddamn state. Go on. File all the complaints you want to file. Bring it. We want to put you in front of a judge. We want a judge to see the senior citizen's wet dream. That was your own self-promoting channel. You were there putting that in video. You're going after those kids. You're going after the high school kids who take advanced placement at Fresno City College. You're grooming and trafficking those kids. You're coercing and exploiting and extorting. And God damn you, you're going to end up in jail where you belong. And you can shake your ugly, saggy boobs and all your 3 or 4 chins for all the porn, geriatric porn creatures you're going to be sharing a cell with. You goddamn piece of shit. Go ahead. File a complaint. Tell them this is harassment. And show them what you've been doing to me and to my family and to my friends and to Thomas, who never did a damn thing to you. You got.
Notice that she mentions Thomas, right? Thomas Schoenberger.
Goddamn lying sack of shit. You goddamn mental case. You goddamn drunk. You're too old to do pornography. You're ugly. And your hair does look like a cheap plastic wig. It looks like something you got at the Dollar Tree.
So that's it. And this happened not even a year ago. All right. This was a phone call that was made on May 28th, 2024. So I guess like you can say, yeah, it's more than a year ago. I'm sorry. So this happened like a year ago, but she's still talking about me. She's got a YouTube channel back again, but this was a personal harassing cell phone call that I got on my cell. She actually called my cell to leave this message for me. That is harassment. That is harassment. All right. Denise has also called my employment. When she talks about Fresno City College, she called Fresno City College to tell them those lies that she said. See, Thomas started this. I'm a barely legal porn person who is grooming teenagers, and I have a studio and all this kind of stuff, and it's been repeated, and it's continuing to be repeated by David Schurter. So it's coming from like different people. Now that's defamation, and that's a whole nother situation. So I'm going to get into, I pulled up a few things here, but before I do that, I want to wet your whistle with Nasty Troll Media and how Nasty Troll Media is participating in the same defamation themes that Denise just said. He took a picture, like it was like Dear Abby, and made it look like there was a college student at saying something. And this is what he posted on, it's probably still on his Nasty Troll Media YouTube community page. So let's just read this. Patrick and Denise have been coordinating harassment with Thomas Schellenberger against me. Okay, so let's read it. Dear Abby, I'm a 20-year-old college student who's pretty much at my wit's end with my living situation due to some bad luck with housing. I ended up rooming with the older woman, probably in her 60s, who was a total nightmare. She's a smelly drunk who blasts what she calls AI music that's just awful noise, dances around horribly like she's in her own world, and never leaves the house. She live streams all day long, screaming into her camera about whatever, and her paranoid fantasies are nonstop. She thinks everyone's out to get her, including me. But the worst part, she started spying on me while I'm showering and leering at me in ways that make my skin crawl. I feel violated and unsafe, and I'm exhausted from dealing with all this while trying to focus on my studies. What should I do? I can't afford to move out right away, but this is unbearable. Trapped in the dorm from hell, dear. So let me just verify to everybody that I'm not living in a dorm. All right. I do not live on campus or in a dorm, and I don't share showers or bathrooms with anybody. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. It is there are people here that aren't students, by the way, but this apartment building is geared towards students at Fresno State. There's a shuttle that takes us to and from classes if we want. That's offered as part of our rent. But I'm in an apartment with my own bedroom and my own shower and my own closet. All right? So I just want to clarify that. Nasty Troll Media does all these, gross AI, talk about AI pictures, anything with AI, these gross AI, grotesque photos that apparently me, but it doesn't look anything like me. But he uses identifying things that belong to me, like how the back of my wall looks right now, or my red hat that I wear, or my fuzzy black sweater that he incorporates into his drawings. And he tags me in it. And then it has my names in it, like Terry is a copyright thief. And we're going to get into that here in just a minute in regards to some of the comments that he's making. So, and sometimes Patrick he's also doxed my parts of my address, along with Thomas Schellenberger, who's also doxed parts of my address. Coordinated together, Thomas Schellenberger shares Nasty Troll Media's defamation of me. He shares Blazing Scars' defamation of me and supports it. He shares Denise Matau's, defamation of me, harassment of me on his timeline. He supports what they do. And he repeats and does the same things. He started the dialogue. He emails David Schurter all hours of the night so that David Schurter can repeat the same lies about me on his YouTube channel and on his blog. Okay? And I have troves of evidence and information on what's been taking place. And trust me, there will be I will file for restraining orders. I will be filing for lawsuits, guys. I will. Because it's happening. And I'm done with it. And I'm not going to take it anymore. Trapped. See, so let's go on with more Patrick stuff. Trapped. Your situation, this is Abby responding. Trapped, your situation sounds like a recipe for serious stress and potential danger. And you shouldn't have to put up with it for a minute longer than necessary. First things first, the spine and layering you described cross-line into creepy and possibly illegal territory. It's an invasion and could qualify as harassment and even voyeurism. Document everything. Keep a log of incidents with dates, times, and details. And if possible, gather any evidence like screenshots of her live streams. If they capture her behavior, reach out for help immediately. Start where you're calling to his housing office or student services. They often have resources for roommate conflicts and can facilitate a quick move to alternative housing, especially if safety is concerned. If you're off campus, contact your landlord or local tenants. From dealing with it all while trying to focus on my studies. Oh, wait, I'm double doing it here. I mean, don't hesitate to involve campus security or the police if you feel threatened. Better safe than sorry. In the meantime, set firm boundaries, lock the bathroom, install a temporary lock if needed, keep your personal space private and minimize interactions. Avoid confronting her directly if she's volatile. Her drinking and paranoia could escalate things. And notice the drinking thing. I don't drink. I mean, I have a beer once in a while, but I'm not a drunk. All right? I'm not an alcoholic. So when you, Blazing Scar doing it, Patrick's doing it, Denise is doing it, I believe Thomas Schoenberger's done it. When you make lies about somebody, see, that's not an opinion. I have an opinion that she's a drunk. That's saying that I'm a drunk. That's defamation. That's malicious defamation. Did you hear Denise say it in her video? She said it. Not video, when that cell phone call, she called me a drunk. I'm sure you're watching, Patrick, Denise, Thomas, or somebody's watching for you and taking notes, baby fist. I mean, I'm just going to say it. Babyface is in all the drama places. He shows up to every chat. He's not allowed in my chat because he's on the board of directors for Cicada 3301 with Thomas Schoenberger. He's at activities in organizations that I don't support. I know you guys might like him. You want to break bread with him. You want to be nice to him. I don't want him in my chat. Don't hesitate to involve campus security or the police if you feel threatened, blah, 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 blah. Focus on the exit strategy, blah, blah, blah. So this is what he posts as a form of harassment against me. And yes, Patrick, you've been cyber stalking me. We're going to get into that in just a second. And I have a right to talk about it. And nobody's stealing your stuff, Patrick.
He ain't no Saint Germain, no crown, no name. He plays the game sharp as a flame. Who's to blame for the stolen fame? A shadow dance in the devil's frame. Caught in a rabbit hole, losing control, spinning wild on a stripper pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby that's not my rabbit hole. City lights and siren scream, truth and lies blend like a dream. Wicked smiles, a clever scheme, chasing gold in the neon gleam. Go in the rabbit hole, losing control, spinning wild on the stripper pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby that's not my rabbit hole. Fast, can't find the ground, echoes of chaos all around. You chose this dance, this mad parade, but not every choice gets accolades. Go in the rabbit hole, losing control, spinning wild on the stripper pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby that's not my rabbit hole. Spinning wild on the stripper pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby that's not my rabbit hole. City lights and sirens scream, truth and lies blend like a dream. Wicked smiles, a clever scheme, chasing gold in the neon gleam. Going down the rabbit hole, losing control, spinning wild on the stripper pole. Laughing loud all for the lows, but baby that's not my rabbit hole.
Us, well, welcome back to Not My Rabbit Hole. I'm copying a video that's on my Rumble. It's also on Spotify, but it's probably easier for you to watch it on Rumble. It's also on YouTube underneath the title Nasty Troll Media Always Wins. But here is the same recording basically, but I changed the thumbnail to it. And, Patrick has been making like these really disturbing, incredibly disturbing AI images that are, dehumanizes me, has balls stuck in my mouth, half time, sometimes I'm not dressed totally, I might be a dog, I might be a bee, I might be, have a teapot in my head, images of cannibalism, just really disturbing images, severed arm, blood dripping off of it. And, my face with my nose separated into two different noses, just really creepy, disturbing images that are meant towards me. Some of them right now, he's, accusing me of copyright, with All Seeing You. We're going to talk about that in a second. But, you can see where he's like writing my name, spelling my Terry, the way I spell it, as if it's a tattoo coming down my arm. Just stuff like this is going on with him. And then I made a thumbnail where I lifted, the AI images, which is not copyrighted. Like Patrick can copyright those images by putting text over it or adding something to it, But the AI image itself that he's building around it, where he's, when it claims it as art, it's not really, but in my opinion, but legally with AI, if you add something to an AI image, then it's your art. Then you can claim it. But if it's just the image itself without those things added, that's owned by AI, and that's the images that I show in my thumbnail. There's no text, there's no other addition to what Patrick did. Therefore, what I'm doing with those images is my transformative work of it. See? But he wants to scream and do copyright because he will copyright me. He even copyright struck me for sharing his community page, because that little thumbnail that he uses in it is actually a copyrighted image, when actually I was paying attention to what he was writing about me. because he doesn't want me talking about him. He wants to do what he's doing and have no consequences. He doesn't want a light shown upon him. So he will manipulate laws or whatever to work in his favor. And then if he doesn't have a law that he can stand upon, he'll sit and pontificate and write that he does and accuse me of me being guilty of it when I full on know AI law. I mean, well, I'm learning it. I mean, I am reporting on it for the Collegian. I do have some working knowledge of AI. Okay, so if you want to watch that video, it's in the chat, and it's also on my YouTube channel without that thumbnail, the old thumbnail. Nasty Troll Media always loses, because one of the sayings he says is Nasty Troll Media always wins. First of all, I don't know if you realize this, Patrick, but your channel, when somebody looks at it and even the title tells people what you are, Nasty Troll Media. That entire channel right now is mostly about me, including a cartoon in the header of me. He doesn't talk about anybody else hardly. Oh, he did Urban Disciple, but that's because he's relating to me, right? Or Sewer Town. He's in Sewer Town. He tags Fresno City College on YouTube, and he tags Fresno State on YouTube as if he's reporting, and then he complains about me if I tag him in my posts. And yet he's tagging my employment just like Denise Mattel. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, yeah, Denise Mattel made a phone call. Denise Mattel made a phone call and talked to whoever, and they went to my supervisor, and they ended up doing a campus police report, and Denise did get served a cease and desist, even though she continuously denies it. And then she sits back and goes, "Oh, I'm saving money to get a retainer for a lawyer." Well, you know what? Your lawyer better be ready, Denise, because I can go to Fresno City College and get that information. And trust me, if we see each other face to face in the court of law, I'm going to have that ready. Denise. So let's look at what. Oh, one last thing before we look at the cyberstalking laws. Copy, even All Seeing You is like, why didn't you do your own content, Terry? You know what? A bitch, you haven't looked at my channel, have you? I have content in ways that you've never had on your channel. I create my own music. This is produced. I do my own thumbnails. And when I share something and do commentary on it, that's known as fair use. Same thing with you, Patrick. If I share something, it's fair use. And I comment it, and I stop, and I don't show the whole video, and I take parts and I comment on it, that's fair use. So I don't know what you're talking about there, you. All see nothing. But let's talk about somebody taking somebody's content. Let's talk about you taking Jaunty Thackeray's content, his entire YouTube channel down, and you're still showing his stuff as if it's yours. And that's that was the catalyst that made him unalive himself. You're the thief, Carrie. You're the big fat thief on YouTube. Miss Unoriginality. You know what I liked about Carrie was that she had a certain style in her videos, but it's getting a little boring because she can't seem to switch it up. It's all this dark, macabre shit. Okay? No, I really had it with you guys. And I'm not going to stand down, and I'm not afraid of you. And I will take legal action. Trust me, Thomas. I'm done with this. I'm coming after you legally. Do you understand? I have a case. You do not. And David Schurter, oh yeah, I'm going for a restraining order. Okay. So let's look in. This is AI overview on what cyberstalking is. Cyberstalking is the use of technology to stalk and harass someone, which involves a pattern of obsessive and intrusive behavior that causes fear or stress. It can include sending threatening messages, spreading false information, monitoring online activity, and sharing personal information without consent. Excuse me. This form of harassment can lead to serious consequences such as identity theft, financial fraud, and physical danger. Examples of cyberstalking: sending repeated unwanted and harassing messages or emails. I have received these things. I have. Spreading false or malicious rumors about a person online. Oh, hello. That's been happening. Posting a person's private information such as their address or phone number. Doxing. Absolutely. Has happened. I've even had my phone number phonetically spelled out by a profile that came in, like it was done with words. So that was the name of the profile that came into my chat to harass me. I've had text messages sent to me, which were a 712, which were David Schurter's area code, which David Schurter denies he's involved with. Probably wasn't him. Probably somebody posing as him. But who knows, really? Tracking a person's location through technology without their knowledge. Creating fake profiles or images to impersonate and harm the victim. Well, I just showed a whole bunch of that already. And guess who showed some of those profiles in their harassment of me? But Blazing Scar, Rebecca Dean. I hope you're listening, Becky. Happy Thanksgiving. Do not engage. Do not respond to the stalker, as this can encourage them. Save evidence. Save all harassing messages and other communications. Take screenshots and print them, including email headers, according to womenslaw.org and the city of Glendale. Looks like Colorado. Document everything. Keep a detailed log of all incidents. The Stalking Prevention Awareness and Resource Center, SPARC, and Safety Net Project offer incident logs. Report behavior. Report the cyber stalking to the police and relevant online platforms. But I'm telling you, the police is pretty lame about this. They don't take things, my local police, they don't take things seriously that happen on the internet. Increase your privacy. Adjust your privacy settings on all social media accounts and avoid posting local specific information, recommends the e-Safety Commissioner. Secure your devices. Keep your software updated and use strong passwords to prevent unauthorized access. Let's go into a deeper mode. Cyberstalking is the use of the internet or other electronic means to stalk, harass, or intimidate a specific person, causing them to feel a reasonable fear for their safety or substantial emotional stress. It involves a pattern of repeated unwanted contact and behavior and can be committed by strangers, acquaintances, or former intimate partners. Common tactics. Cyberstalkers use a variety of digital tools to carry out their harassment, unwanted communication, sending excessive, abusive, or threatening emails, texts, or social media messages. The example of Denise calling my phone, that is one example of unwanted communication. Surveillance and monitoring, tracking a victim's physical location using GPS on devices or social media check-ins, or monitoring their online activity using spyware or keyloggers. Impersonation, creating fake profiles or accounts in the victim's name to post malicious content, damage their reputation, or solicit sexual services. Doxing, publishing a victim's private information online, such as their home address, phone number, or workplace, which is done often to me by a lot of people. Titus Frost, Chris McGinty Jones on your QAnon sect website. Posting rumors or defamatory statements about the victim or websites or forums to harm their social standing or career. Did you hear Denise threaten what she's going to do with my career? Posts of Thomas Schoenberger saying that he was in Fresno driving around finding people to tell them about me, or he has said point blank, and I've shown the screenshot, I've done videos about how he's going to ruin my algorithm so that I cannot work in the field that I've earned a degree in. Thomas Schoenberger has contacted both of my jobs. The Fresno City College one, when I was writing for the Rampage, wasn't really on staff there hired, but I was a contributing author, reporter, and now it is my job. I am on staff being paid at the Collegian, and Thomas Schoenberger sent a letter to them. Well, he sent it to the dean, but it went to there, which was his intent. Right, Thomas? That is cyber stalking, dude. Coming from somebody who's already a convicted felon on stalking charges. You have a record, Thomas Schoenberger, and you're still doing what you've been charged with. And if you have a problem with me saying that, you need to sue the MSU State News for writing that and printing it, because in order for them to do that, they had to fact check it, Thomas. Hacking, spreading false information, posting rumors or defamatory statements about the victim or websites or forums to harm their social standing or career. Sextortion, threatening to release private or sexually explicit photos or videos of the victim unless demands are met. More images, money, or sexual favors. Intent to cause harm and distress. The actions are deliberate and intended to threaten, intimidate, or control the victim. Pattern of behavior. It is typically not a single isolated incident, but a course of conduct that occurs repeatedly over time. Psychological impact. Even without physical contact, cyberstalking can cause severe anxiety, depression, fear, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Potential for escalation. Online threats can escalate to offline, physical stalking, and violence. Legal status. Cyberstalking is a serious crime under federal and most state laws in the U.S. Penalties vary by jurisdiction, and the severity of the offense it can include fines, restraining orders, and imprisonment. If you believe you were a victim of cyberstalking, you should document all instances of harassment and contact law enforcement or the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3. You can also find support and resources from organizations such as the Stalking Prevention Awareness and Resource Center, SPARC, and the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Yeah, I'm going to do those things. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to leave this in the chat in case you're cyberstalked too. And you need to protect yourself from this happening. Okay. There you go. Now, let's see, how long have I been streaming? 46 minutes. I think it's time to take a song break. What do you think? Oh, yeah. I think it's time to take a song break.
When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the sweetest bed.
Oh, wait. I've got it on the wrong thing. Darn it. Ugh. Let me start over.
Gotta have a Twinkie if you wanna trust. When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the sweetest bed. When I lay me down to die, I'm going up to the Twinkie in the, going on up to the Twinkie in the sky. That's where I'm gonna go when I die. I die. I'm gonna bite the snack that I love best. Prepare yourself, you know it's a must. Gotta have a Twinkie if you wanna trust. Just saying, Lordy, I'm so spread. Gonna meet the Twinkie in the sky. Never been a sinner. I've got a sweet tooth. I got an orange sponge cake, a creamy truth. So when I die, don't ask me why. I'm going G up to the Twinkie in the sky. Going on up to the Twinkie in the sky. That's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna snack on the Twinkie I love best. When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the sweetest best.
All right, welcome back. Okay, so we were talking about cyberstalking laws, and I want to show you what Thomas Schoenberger is doing on his page. All right, so here's what he posted 2 days ago. I don't have a crew gang based on the weird stuff Schroeder sends me. It seems like he's planning a trip to California to join some crew. I have nothing to do with that. Is he planning on going to Fresno to confront the wig? Schroeder seems angry, aggressive, and animated. However, he has a right to travel wherever he wants as long as he does not break the law or harm someone or both. So basically what he's saying right there is there's people, a crew of people coming to confront me, and that David is contemplating coming with me. And if he wanted to, that would be well within his right to do something like that, to confront me. No, it would not, actually. And it would be not in anybody. So, but this is fear producing. This is, we're coming for you. We're coming to confront you. We're coming to do something to you. Same thing with Denise. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, Denise was saying, like, there's other videos are going, I'm going to come and, meet you in person. I'm going to whip that wig off your head. All this kind of stuff. That is fear and cyber stalking. That is, I just read the definition. Thomas Schoenberger's doing it right now. 2 days ago. And it's what? 4 days before Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. A holiday's happening. That's intentional. And it's not an accident, Thomas. Okay. Now, here he is sharing about Denise. Trying to wipe, like, oh, she's just a, what, you doing this for your lawyers? You want to do a lawsuit so they can look at Denise and go, oh, this is just a sweet old lady. Right? I love how Denise explains the quilting process. Being half Danish, quilting is hardwired into Scandinavian culture. Denise is very kind, and her artistic abilities are readily apparent. Please enjoy her newest video. So basically, I'm pretty sure we're going to do fair use. She ends up talking about me unfavorably in the video. So it's masked, basically. It's masked as being some sort of, but it's really somehow comes around to me again. Okay, good. It's in there. Okay. So let us play. Oh, wait. I know what I was going to do. I was going to do the fair use banner. This is what fair use is, Patrick. Just so you know.
Dum diddy dum diddy dum 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum,
So it's
dum,
titled Another Brain Dead Victorian Quilt Block and a Bit of Drama Too. Okay.
Hello there. I'm just playing around with stupid stuff here, but this is Denise here. Welcome, whoever, wherever, whenever you are. Thank you for showing up. And this is going to be another little adventure in the Brain Dead Victorian. I'm calling it this quilt the Brain Dead Victorian because it did start out as a totally different quilt. It started out, as I've said in my other videos,
Okay, so I'm going to stop it,
quilt,
and I'm going to find the
you're just throwing stuff together any which way.
You don't want to hear about this. This is just like a front, basically. Okay. Victorian viewers, excellent tutorials, person's name, channel, mediation. Just getting to the spot here. Let me see. Stitches. So we're about 5 minutes in and she's still just talking about the craft. All right. My videos. Here we go. Okay, here we go. This is it. I think it starts somewhere in here. Okay. So let's go back.
But I'm having fun. Yeah, so, somebody out there in the great and glorious land of Utopia, one of my biggest fans, who actually has been sharing my videos a couple times a week. She shares them to her entire community, and she puts them in these other places where she has she does all these other platforms, Spotify, Rumble, Those are two that I know.
I don't talk about you twice a week, Denise. So, but we're talking about you now because you're talking about me. And your sweet little quilt video that Thomas Schoenberger's sharing about you. Well, a sweet little old lady.
X, quite a few other platforms. She'll put my videos there. And the
videos that are showing your activity. It's not defamation, Denise. It's actual proof. It's actual receipts. Okay. I'm not making stuff up about you. I'm showing people about you and what you've been doing online. How many YouTube channels have you lost, Denise? 3, 4? How many? For anti-Semitism, really? Well, it's weird how her hand's like that. It's like a shape-shifting lizard hand coming at her.
With the video, she rants a lot of crazy animosity towards me. And I'm just laughing because it's crazy, and yeah, there's times when she said some pretty serious things. She's not well. I mean, there's only so much you can do for some people. She's not okay.
Oh, I'm not well. Right. I just played you calling my cell phone and I'm not well. Okay. That's your excuse. Little old lady doing her like crafts. Oh, this woman's she's not well. She's not well.
For example, she's claimed that the police have been to my house.
They have, Denise, and you denying it is you being not well. It's you being a liar of your activities. You have called you've called CPS or Adult Protective Services on Jesse Davis. Denise, you've done this. You've done things to disrupt people's lives. It's not just me. You're doing it to a lot of people.
Warrants on me. Actual warrants. Because I've expressed opinions.
It wasn't a warrant. It was a cease and desist because you called my job. And then you went on camera and you called my supervisor a soy boy and a bunch of other defamatory things and made lies about the Fresno City College. That's why you got a cease and desist from them. Let's be real clear here, Denise.
And social opinions that she thinks are terrible.
It's not social opinions. You have flat out made defamatory statements, including saying that I'm grooming teenagers. You do it repeatedly. It's even on your channel right now. It may not be in this video, but you've already done it. That's defamation, Denise. And a lie. And David Schurter's also repeating it. And Thomas Schoenberger's also repeating it. And basically that's what Patrick J. Moran is doing on his Nasty Troll Media channel. Huh?
Okay. And now her thing is, you better not believe that I'm just a sweet old lady who makes quilts.
Yes, right.
And then
You're not. You're not just a sweet old lady making quilts. You're not.
Goes on into her typical rant about. Sometimes she's accusing me of things I never even said and attributing politics I don't.
No, I never. I always show what you say. I do not make up stuff about you like you do me.
Follow. She's, I don't argue because she's not okay in the head and there's, only so much you can do. But I have to laugh because she'll put my videos in her platforms claiming I said something I did not say. And anyone who's...
No, I just showed a video of a phone call of you, Denise, and it's you. I'm not claiming anything that you didn't say. You said it.
Who's looking at the video can see that that's not what this lady said. And then they can get interested in my quilts, in my craft designs. So I have to laugh because it's amazing that this kind of thing can go on. at first when you encounter this kind of madness, and that's what it is, it's a form of madness. I think that there's kind of like a mental virus that affects a lot of people. And you can feel it catch yourself. I mean, when I got angry about the things she was saying, I mean, when she claimed that the police had been here, she claimed her police department had sent a warrant to my police department to stop me from having a YouTube channel. Which, number one, police departments
Yeah,
don't
they,
do.
you know what? The Fresno City College was online. They were connected to them, so they were actually witnessing Denise being served. They witnessed her being served. That's how far they went against Denise.
That. Number two, it never happened. I called her police department up. And I said,
yeah, you may have called the police department, but you didn't call the campus police department, Denise. You called Fresno City Sheriff or whatever.
This lady has a video out saying you're looking for me. And the officer on the other end of the phone says, well, who are you? And I guess says, I don't see any.
She's such a big liar. Anyway, let's go a little bit farther.
And I did, and he says,
okay, here we go.
An artist who does have art shows, and
here we go. She's going to talk about Patrick.
So she is using my content to make money.
Right, okay.
Cash, but
I'm making money by using your content. No, this is fair use, Denise. This is fair use. This is me documenting you on my channel. This is fair use. Now, it would be different if I played the whole thing and didn't say anything. That would not be fair use. But this is fair use, Denise.
Actual involvement with making money, as I said at the beginning of my little rant here.
What do you care about if I make money on my channel? At least I'm doing it legitimately, not like David Scherter, foul-mouthed trash talker. Oh, please donate to me. I don't have anything to eat. I want a little turkey breast for Thanksgiving.
She does put my videos in these other platforms where you have to pay to see them.
I do shows about what you've done, Denise. Your anti-Semitic remarks. Let's go. Let's take a look at, let's look at the rest of Denise's channel. Huh? Let's look at the rest of Denise's channel.
Short.
Okay. This is about me, the big lie about my financial. Terry Joyce claims I have a GoFundMe, Terry Joyce and the Ghetto Girls. Let's just play it. Let's start here.
Also known as God knows what else, some things you don't want to say in polite company. She's now publishing proof that I am doing some kind of fundraising thing, GoFundMe stuff, because I said in one of my recent videos that I have been saving towards the goal of a retainer, what you pay to an attorney to get started. And when you first consult with an attorney, they look at your problem and they say, well, this looks like an easy win. We could do it for X amount of dollars. And sometimes they ask you to actually pay them up front, or maybe just to show them that you have that money or have it in escrow. And some attorneys, if they're, a lot of these ambulance chasing attorneys, they're looking at things that they know it's going to be an easy win based on the medical reports. They may say, don't worry about it until we win the case, right? In a situation like what I'm in with Terry Joyce and a few of her comrades, the attorney looks at it and he says, we're going up against organized people here. It's going to be a rough road.
I seriously doubt this happened. There's nobody, I'm not part of organized people against you, Denise. This is between you and me.
can't do this for nothing.
But
And
see, that's their narrative. That's David Schurter says the same thing. It's we're all part of a group of something. They, them. It's a they, them conversation. They, them. I'm over here. They're the bad guys.
I went to several different attorneys actually to make sure I wasn't getting anything unrealistic. And I did get a pretty realistic, and for me, a pretty expensive amount of money I had to come up with. That happened almost 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago. I got that estimate.
Oh, a year and a half ago she tried this. It's not recent.
And I started saving money. I live on a budget.
Okay, Denise, bring it. I'm ready to go to court with you. Matter of fact, I'll probably like serve you before you ever serve me. But see, Denise is not worth suing. I would say Denise is worth getting a restraining order on.
Okay. This guy.
However, if I were going to sue, which I am, I would go with Thomas Schoenberger and Associates, and you can make what you will out of that, and then bring Denise into it as a defendant. But I think Denise deserves criminal action.
What's his name? Ryan Durden. He uses the name Urban Disciple.
Now she's talking about Urban Disciple, which is a Blazing Scar drama, so you can see how they're connected.
Teresa Randolph, Terry Joyce.
Oh, thank you for saying my legal name, Denise.
She uses the name Terry Joyce. Angela G. She has some kind of Italian last name.
Oh, we've got Angela G now.
Baby Fist, known as Matthew Chapman. And a bunch of them are in there.
What's Baby Fist doing in this? Huh?
There's no GoFundMe that belongs to me. If somebody's using my name, it's not me. I never said that I had a GoFundMe. You're all in there listening to that former porn actress.
Oh, I'm not a porn actress, Denise. I'm a stand-up comedian. And I can prove that, bitch.
Terry Joyce, who is listed in the Barely Legal resume section as...
Right. You know what? Not as a porn actress. Not as a porn actress. I did a speaking role, a very small part in a Barely Legal video at the Hustler store, because Barely Legal's owned by Hustler. Anybody can source that. And it is, nobody's a minor. And I had a small speaking part, but she's taking this and made me into a porn actress, of which it's repeated by David Schurter continuously, and Thomas Schoenberger.
Terry Joyce Studios providing casting services.
I don't have a Terry Joyce Studios, never had, Denise. This is a total lie. This is the cyberstalking. This is the defamation. This is what Denise is guilty of. And she called my school with this bullshit. She called my job with this bullshit.
That is listed in a separate place from the listing for her acting role in one of the films.
Right.
That's a thing.
I had an acting role, not a porn star role. And it was legal, Denise. Whether you like pornography or not, or you want to judge me for my past, you go ahead. But you know what? You're not telling the facts. Just like David Schurter isn't really giving all the facts about what happened with that, with Michael Butler's arrest. It's all distorted and wrapped around to fit their attacks on people. I have nothing to do with Michael Butler, but somehow I'm being protected by a corrupt police, sheriffs who are trafficking meth, according to David, and harming children, trafficking children, and therefore I'm getting off scot-free. That's what David Schurter has wrapped into that narrative. Not only just me, but other people like Sewertown, Daniel Dowd, Thomas Schoenberger, which, you know, he's at the helm of this, really. Like, he wants to make it go, well, we're all with Thomas Schoenberger. Let me tell you something. I can't stand the man. He's putrid to me. What he's done is horrific. And you're going to pay for it, Thomas. You're going to open your checkbook and you're going to pay restitution for what you've done. And if you win that lawsuit in MSU, you better believe I'm coming to take it. You're going to pay me, Thomas.
Fact. That's what her college looked at. There is no cease and desist letter that has ever been sent to me. Not by her college. Not by
I
anyone.
never got fired either, Denise. You got to cease and desist.
Associated with it. Not by anyone associated with her. And she is going to face criminal charges.
No, you're going to face criminal charges, Denise. You are. Because you're guilty of it. If anybody's going to have criminal charges like cyberstalking and harassment, it's going to be you. Terry Joyce and the Ghetto Girls. Let's play this one.
Group of being made against me, and yeah.
This is how sweet this little old lady is making quilts.
I know it's drama, but it concerns my endless soup video, the one that I referred to the people who were making videos about attacking white people, that encouraging attacks on white people over the food stamp issue or the EBT or SNAP issue.
Now, it wasn't what she was doing, but, you know, notice how the white people are the victims, according to Denise, because she's an anti-Semite. We're going to go into that too.
That, you know, we're just getting out of because the government's figuring out how to move forward. And there's a group of young Black women, most of them pretty young. I didn't see too many that were over 30, making some extremely violent, hateful videos, not only encouraging a massive shoplifting. In fact, they even tried to have a date and time set so that people, they said, you know, they're not going to arrest if you show up as a crowd and, you know, mob shoplift. And that's bad enough that they were encouraging that kind of activity. But they were also, some of them were also saying, go after the
So this is
individual.
a classic slippery slope logical fallacy where Denise is saying A is B happen and C happen, therefore A is justified, right? David does this too. They loop around into this whole conversation and then they'll bring it back to the target that they're attacking. They all, a lot of them do this. It's like, I've seen the pattern. I'm identifying it.
Whites, which actually did cause people, particularly people who live in mixed race neighborhoods of all colors. Because, you know, there's a lot of Black streamers and channel hosts, content creators, who were posting clips from those ghetto girl videos and very upset about it and saying, this is not right. This is not who we are. This is not what we do. Had nothing to do with being on food stamps. It had to do with the encouragement of violence over the question, the artificial crisis that was just created because the Democrats and the Republicans are arm wrestling over the budget. And the Democrats basically held food stamp recipients or EBT recipients or whatever you want to call them, they held them hostage. And there was a whole crew of young Black women who made these extremely violent, hateful, and frankly, ignorant videos. And I referred to that. I did not talk about them as such, but I said there are these ghetto girl videos where people are confused because they're acting as if the food stamps are being
So here we go.
There's all kinds of good reasons for that. There's nothing wrong with that. So my reference to Ghetto Girls was not a racial attack on EBT recipients.
It is. Okay. You said you did attack it. There was another video where you said EBT ghetto girls. Yes, you did. And that is ghetto girls is it's can be considered a racial slur because it's dealing with race and classism. You're mixing race with classism and low income housing and people. You're pushing stereotypes on your channel, Denise.
But there's an individual in California
Here we go.
who is definitely going to be in a lot of trouble before too much longer.
Oh, really? How so, Denise? How so?
Because of the factual lies. She stole that video. She's violating copyright because she's misrepresenting the content.
Not violating copyright. You don't know what copyright is, Denise. This is fair use. This is commentary on your videos. Here we go with the copyright shit.
Intent. She's trying to incite hatred against me. She talks about...
No, I'm pointing out the hatred that you have towards me, Denise. It's the other way around.
YouTube community guidelines of targeting people while she targets me, referring to me as the toothless and, you know, going on. She has a cartoon that's clearly me. I mean,
yeah, you can't sue anybody for that. And you've done double chins, you've, hanging boobs. You've insulted every part of my physical self, Denise. So, for me to call you the toothless ninja in a title, in a cartoon, that's no big deal. But I changed it to the racist ninja because I think that's more befitting for you. I mean, the fact that you have no teeth is just a given. Why point that out? But the fact that you're racist, yeah, people need to know. You shouldn't be on YouTube. Again, you've lost, 3 channels for anti-Semitism, Denise? Here's ritual castration of infant boys in Jewish culture. Am I an anti-Semite? And in this video, yeah, she basically agrees with that and justifies it.
Well, hello, whoever, wherever, whenever you are, however you got here, wherever you're here, whatever you're doing. Welcome. Denise Matto here. Yeah. I got a couple of different things kind of battling for the front row in this discussion. It's a continuation of the Gabe Hoffman adventures. Recently, I've been described as being among some people who are proudly anti-Semitic. Because I've said, yeah, I'm anti-Semitic. I said that in relation to my criticisms and attempts to expose and do something about what the American Jewish community has unabashedly been doing, particularly that sector which is tied to the Hollywood. The Hollywood mafia is a Jewish mafia. New York City has a group of very aggressive
so she's going to go on and on. And the reason why this is happening is because David Schurter, okay, let's go back to David Schurter, used a white nationalist anti-Semite as a source against Gabe Hoffman in his argument that Gabe Hoffman was guilty of child trafficking. At which point, when I went to David Schurter's blog, I went to a site called Kiwi Farms, which is a hate forum that has been taken down off of Cloudflare, all right? And I had conversation, I have previous videos of this with, his name is Travis LeBlanc, about like David Schroeder. All of a sudden, like we were bantering between each other. And he brought up Denise Mattow and how Gabe Hoffman sent her a demand letter to take down her anti-Semitic videos of him and to give a public apology. At which point this guy, Travis LeBlanc's argument was like, well, she has a right to like say those things, and agreeing with it and defending it. And I'm like, why are you talking about Denise Mattow? Because I hadn't been I want her. I'm like, great, maybe she just fell off and she's going to leave me alone now. Well, no, she's not. And because I brought this up, and by the way, we're going to do a screen share of Kiwi Farms. And because she's on it. She's on Kiwi Farms. Denise Mattow. Okay. Let's see what they say. Denise Mattow update. Click to expand. What's interesting is that this comment by Denise Mattow, 565 followers, and I retweet for a small account, has now been viewed more times. The OP by Hypocrite, 657 followers and 10 retweets. That has been up for 3 hours or longer. You can infer that something Madame Mattow said struck a chord in the upper echelon of power, and her comments is now being heavily circulated around behind the scenes. This is the only explanation I can think of for how her comment could have been viewed more times that the OP posted by someone with over 1,000 follower account. Once again, it's up to people with French surnames to save the say. Just checking in. Seems you're a little, hope the meds kick in soon. So, what's this say? Oh my goodness, what is it about? But Gabe Hoffman. Can you see that, guys? I just want you to be able to, like, no, you can't. Okay, let me go off of this. And I clicked onto this. Why is the Jewish patron of the Keno Casino targeting right-wingers? Who is Gabe Hoffman? Well, this post doesn't really have anything to do with her. I don't see where she posted this. Why is the Jewish patron of the Keno Casino targeting right-wingers? Who is Gabe Hoffman? So it's about Gabe Hoffman. So let's go back to Kiwi Farms, because we're going to check out the links. We're going to check this out. View attachment. So it's the same thing. I mean, I'm not going to click onto this because it's the same. That's the same image. I don't. Okay. Let me see. Oh, there we go with Denise. Yeah, we want this one. We want this one. Yep, we want this one. All right. This is a post by Denise. It's got 13.5K views. They're circling it. I know this guy. He runs an extortion ring. He got several of my accounts banned because I spoke up for a musician he was subjecting to litigation harassment. I offered to be a witness on the musician's behalf after discovering we faced the same extortion ring. Hoffman had his lawyer send me an email demanding that I post a public apology, and he even provided a humiliating script I was to read. So I sent that email to the law firm above the lawyer, and suddenly Hoffman had no lawyer in his case against my musician friend. Lately, Hoffman has decided, but she has made anti-Semitic remarks about Hoffman. Lately, Hoffman has decided to send his trolls after me again, even though I have not spoken of him or his extortion ring for a long time. I started to rebuild my sewing craft channel, and well-known streamer featured a clip. I think that was the signal to come after me again. So she's talking about after the fact, after me pointing this out, it looks like. I think that was a signal to come after me again. I showed a tiny sign of life. Sigh. Hopefully he will be RICO'd soon. What really makes me angry is that I know enough about organized crime to recognize when trolling is not a game, but is extortion, and made videos telling people how to get police to start seeing it as extortion instead of just personal harassment, because police are quicker to go after crimes like extortion if that is actually happening. But you have to know how to describe it to regular detective when you file a complaint. I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't actually a bot. Let me go back to this. So, and here's another one. This Fred rocks. Please take me up the meds. Here's Trav LeBlanc. In the name of fairness, I decided that I would take seriously the possibility that you guys are not a bunch of likes and feds. I'm in fact schizophrenic after all. So this is Trav LeBlanc. But yeah, she's up on this is Trav LeBlanc. This was David Schutter's source against Gabe Hoffman. And they've removed things that were originally on here, like Thomas Schoenberger's lawsuit. It was originally on here. I guess they want to clean this up, right? Yeah, this isn't really related. So yeah, Denise is on Kiwi Farms. She's on Kiwi Farms, the hate forum. Yeah. So I'm gonna end. I want to show something else about David Schutter. You know, when we're talking about, you know, Thomas is going, he's going to come meet me. Okay. This and that and blah, 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 blah. A crew of people are coming to confront me in Fresno. How would they know where I live at? Well, you know, Patrick Moran is doxed part of my address as well as Thomas. So I'm sure they can figure it out. Or they know, yeah, I mean, it's vacation break, but were you going to find me on campus or something? All right. You see that? This is part of David Schutter's history. Okay. He writes it in his book, Confessions of an Antichrist, pages 59 and 60, that he attacked an acquaintance of his mother named Andrew, and held a knife in his neck. Okay. Let's well, it's hard to read right here. Let's go to Confessions of an Antichrist and the actual place and read it. Let's read it. But in the meantime, I'm going to play some music.
It's a hashtag feud, the tension brews. Opinions clash like unstoppable views. A digital brink where patience shatters with each post and each fiery scatter. Just retweets, clashes and echoes of grins. They say that the pen is mightier than the sword. Well, mine's a keyboard. So go to war if that's what makes you feel alive. I'll take it personally, but won't take it offline. It's like a drug, it's poison in my mind. My thumb is the trigger, and I've got you in my sights. And if it's all part of God's plan, I'd like to have a word with him. I'm not a fan, so take me to war. I hope it makes you feel alive. I'll take it personally, but won't take it offline.
Kimmel's back. Kimmel's back. Kimmel's back. Kimmel's back. Kimmel's back. Guess who's back when the clock strikes late? Jimmy's here to roast. Can't wait. Politicians shaking in their seats. He's got punchlines hotter than your tweets. Kimmel's back. Hide your headlines. Jokes so sharp they should come with guidelines. From Trump's new mugshot to AI fears, he'll laugh us right through the coming years. Celebs on strike, billionaires to space. Jimmy's grinning with that poker face. TikTok scandals, crypto crash. Guillermo's pouring shots in the solo splash. Kimmel's back. Hide your headlines. Jokes so cheeky, crossing state lines. From Barbie memes to climate news, nobody's safe from the jokes he'll use. Congress fights on cable news. Jimmy's got the bloopers queued. If late nights therapy, we're all in luck, 'cause laughter's free when the world feels stuck. Kimmel's back, turn the lights on. Cue the band, the laughs go long. He'll roast your ego, spill your tea. It's late night chaos on ABC. Hide your headline, 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 hide your headlines. Kimmel's back. Kimmel's back. Kimmel's back. Kimmel's back. Kimmel's back.
Spotlight sharp, crowds pulse like a drum. She steps up, venom tongue, crowd gone numb, breath swinging, mic grip tight as a fist. She spits molten syllables, twisty grins, cocky tilt, gold chain gleam, says this ain't no cipher, this a dead scene. One last battle, one last round. Who will?
All right. So, sorry about that. Yeah, we're going to look at Confessions of an Antichrist, pages 59 and 60. Okay. Okay. Nervous and eager to get sex over with, I asked if I could use the bathroom, at which time he told me that he wanted me to shower as well. Having just taken a shower before I walked down, I thought it was a strange request, but in no position to disagree. I simply asked where the towels were. Considering David's experience with the pervert and the holes in the wall, you'd think I would have been nervous about being filmed. In retrospect, I realized, okay, this is more than I want to share here. All right, here we go. The next day, an acquaintance of mine and my mother's named Andrew told Alan at my mother's insistence that I was emotionally unstable and dangerous. When Alan told me what Andrew had said and that he had decided it was best that we end contact, excuse me, I became enraged and returned home to find Andrew and my mother sitting down to a bowl of hot chili. It was hot as hell in my mother's house, being the dead of summer, and Andrew had taken off his shirt and was sitting bare-chested on the couch, blowing on his chili to cool it off. I flew into a rage I couldn't control, as if I mentally moved aside and let my body take control. It was like I was someone else watching myself from afar, grabbing a knife in the kitchen, put it to an Andrew's throat, warning him that if he moved, I would cut him from ear to ear. Reacting, he spilled the chili all over his bare chest and began sobbing, scared and in pain. Mom stood up on her walker and begged me to put the knife down while I demanded to know what he had told Alan. All I can remember is my mother pleading and Andrew sobbing, and a female friend of mine who had come with me to the apartment urging me to leave her and stop the madness. I told Andrew that if I ever saw him again, I would hurt him, and then put the knife down and walked out. Andrew left and never returned. No shit, I wouldn't either. And my mother and I never once spoke about what had transpired. Terrified by my own rage, I did my best to forget the episode. But every time I looked in the mirror, I saw the devil and felt like a psychopath, exactly what my mother had chosen to warn Alan of. My business relationship with Alan was over, but his influence on my life was just beginning in ways that I could have never imagined. And so 2 days ago, Thomas Schoenberger writes on his, YouTube community page about how David Schroeder is joining a crew of people coming for me in Fresno. And then, there's this being shared about David's violent tendencies. Now, theoretically, I don't really believe that that's true, but the fact that Thomas is doing it, or that he is aware of people coming to find me, which also he had posted on his community page. There have been comments and statements by Thomas saying that to come and get me. And that is cyberstalking. That is what I started at the beginning of this video when I read the definition of cyberstalking. If you're joining me late, you should go back and hear this entire story, this entire YouTube video, because it feeds in to it explains everything to where we're here right now reading what David Schroeder's history is. I have a little bit of a time left. Let's just listen to David's recent video. And you tell me if he seems like he's a together human being and that he's, mentally sound at all. Because it doesn't look that way to me. This is a recent post of his from, a day ago. I'm going to play a little bit of it, and then I'm going to hop off and get on with the day. But here we go. Let's listen.
Because what else can I be? It's fucking heart-wrenching to know that these motherfuckers walk around thinking they're all that, and they offer nothing. All they do is take, because all they do is want. Shit that was going on. Dude, you've been telling everybody for a year that you're just a little musician, you're not involved with anything, you're just so who are you fucking sent? Who's your supervisor? What, you're gonna send me to the fucking dude who plays tuba? Maybe the Triangles? Is that your supervisor? You fucking dumbass. I am so sick of these fucking child traffickers. It is just beyond. And you want to know what I get to deal with now in town? Mike Butler, Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Chad Butler's little brother.
Okay,
Chad,
I'm tired.
he's selling the meth.
Okay, so
Dick.
he's accusing his sheriff's department. He's been doing it for a really long time of having a drug trafficking meth operation in Harlan, Iowa, which is a small town. And the reason why his sheriff won't come after us by his allegations is because he's corrupt. All right. So a guy named Michael Butler, who apparently is Chad Butler's younger brother, was arrested for selling drugs to minors or giving drugs to minors. Also, various things. He had a warrant out for his arrest. He was popped for marijuana possession and having it in a vehicle. And David is taking these things and embellishing it to fit his narrative, which is exactly what I showed Denise doing earlier. Okay. Same tactic, not different, same thing. Just one is an old woman and one is an old man.
Tell me how people have given a fuck about that. Even wanting the list. It's not about wanting the list. It's not about wanting justice. You guys just want to fucking feed the entertainment factor. It's gossip. You want to know, is Tom Hanks on there? Is Oprah on there? We're not going to do anything about it. I mean, they're just fucking kids. We're not going to do anything about it. We just want to know.
And I think
so we have something to
now how he puts the F word with kids. It's so shocking and inappropriate in his LARP, in his accusations. It's really awful. It's offensive.
They let Aquino off. That's how they let Aquino off. And they all work together. Michael Aquino, Gabe Hoffman, Thomas Schoenberger, Lucian Greaves. Who is Johnny Dub? I know he's fucking Johnny Dub. The fact that dumbass, as Brian Word, supposedly sent me $50 on something I'm not even signed up for. So how the fuck did he send me money for? I'm not clicking that link. And it's not like he hasn't tried to send me money before, and I've sent it back. But it's my fault. It's my fault that he just overrode.
But you didn't send Thomas Schoenberger's money back. You took it, David, more than once. More than once.
I said, because I
accepted money from Thomas Schoenberger, whom you accuse of harassing you. And yet you use his emails repeatedly to come and attack someone like me with lies about me being a porn star and molesting teenagers. That's what you've done, David. And yeah, I'm going to include you in the lawsuit, and I'm going to get a restraining order on you now.